We are examples of how to get by, get around, get through, and find a new way of doing things when the old ways don't work. We are invincible. My name is Kate, and I have dedicated much of my adult life as an advocate for people with disabilities, elders, children, people who generally don't have a voice in this society. Most people with disabilities are not viewed as having lives by the general public. This society tends to denigrate or dismiss people who don't have a large vocal lobby speaking for them. Largely it has to do with the public perception of people with disabilities. They address the wheelchair or the walker, the ventilator, instead of the individual who has a disability. They need to look at me, my eyes, see my face, know that I'm here. When I was a child, there were programs installed in the schools to vaccinate all the children in the country. And the next spring, I evidenced all kinds of neurological symptoms, and including a lot of pain and incoordination. And a physician saw me there and decreed that I had to have neurosurgery. The neurosurgery caused such inflammation as to imbalance my immune system, and that caused food allergies, chemical sensitivities, arthritis, MS. 6 weeks later, I was totally paralyzed. I could not speak. And in those days, they thought that because I could not speak, I was rendered mentally retarded, as they called it in those days. I was fully conscious but not able to express myself, and these days it would be called autism. I had been active in my Brownie Scout troop with the kids that I grew up with, first, second, third, fourth grades. We all went to school together, we all knew each other, we all hung out with each other. Then, after the surgery, I got back with my Brownie Scout troop. My fellow Brownies acted as if I were not there. They acted as if I were a freak. It was very painful. They ignored me, or they made fun of me, or they ridiculed me, or they tormented me. I was the same person. I was still present in my mind. I could still be there. I knew who they were, but they treated me as if I were an alien. My mother was told that I would be dead in 2 years and not to waste money on me. I knew in my heart and in my being that I was all here and that I was invincible. You don't know what you can do until you're confronted with a need. You really don't know. I had that conversation with my brother. We used to wrestle because that's how he knew how to be close. And I couldn't wrestle with him anymore because he kept hurting me because I wasn't coordinated enough to protect myself. And he said to me in a peculiar voice, "I don't know how you can live." I know I couldn't. I remember that conversation very clearly because it pointed up to me throughout the years what other people have put upon me is their fear. I'm not disabled. I have disabilities. And people with disabilities are absolute heroes. They live an alternative lifestyle. They don't live standard. I have to find other alternative ways of, I can't tie shoes, so I have pull-ons. I can't button buttons, so there's Velcro or snap. There are all kinds of alternatives if you look for them. And people with disabilities spend their entire lives finding another way. And that's the heroism of it. In spite of society's limitations that are being placed upon us. I'm unique. I find other ways of doing things than the way everyone else does. It doesn't make me special, it just gives me the opportunity to use all my talents. It gives me opportunities to go places and say things and use my talent of speech and forthrightness to advocate for people who don't know how or haven't the nerve. It's taught me that all people are special. All people have their own genius.